Move us on over. All right, so John Tonje, if you're not aware of what is going on with Wisconsin, a little bit of drama happened over the weekend. John Tonje on April 25th committed to New Mexico. Joe Tipton tweeted it out. John Tonje tweeted it out. I mean, this was retweeted and actually it's still up. I checked today. It's still up by Joe Tipton over on Twitter. So this is not something that happened and like it got taken down right away. But Geoff Grammer here said that Tonje posted on his social media accounts his commitment to play for the Lobos, that being New Mexico, on his social media account on Thursday, and after that accepted an offer to go play at Wisconsin, is what the Journal has learned from now multiple sources. Now, I will say 24/7 has not officially put John Tonje with Wisconsin. In fact, on their website, I checked right before we came on, it still says that he's committed to New Mexico on the timeline thing, at least 24/7. I didn't get a chance to check on 3, but 24/7 at the bottom, it still says that he is committed as of April 25th. It doesn't say anything about committed elsewhere, signed elsewhere, anything like that. But I know that Wisconsin websites have been writing about how John Tonje is in fact coming, and they have sources as well that are saying the same thing. So kind of a mess of a situation here. Some of the places that I looked at, obviously Geoff Grammer, Badger Notes, Badger of Honor. Those are all reputable places that have good
What about Bucky
reputations.
Report?
I did not check Bucky Report.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've been talking about it yet.
Yeah,
So we gotta
get them up.
check in with those guys.
Yeah, we got to get them up
Yeah.
on it. If not,
I checked in with Rajiv and he wasn't able to come on tonight, unfortunately, but we'll get them on at some point. Anyway, Ryan, man, this entire situation, what do you think is going on here? Do you think there's tampering involved? Do you think that, maybe this kid just committed prematurely and now he's changing his mind? What are your thoughts on this situation, Ryan?
Yeah. Oh, I think 100% committed prematurely. And right now, nowadays, like tampering, anymore with NIL, JR, like, that's, how can you prove tampering when, like there's no, when a kid just announces a commitment without signing anything, it's a Wild West out here. We've been talking about it, It's the Wild West, and proving tampering right now with so much money being thrown around is a tough thing to do. But
and the NCAA knows if they go after somebody for tampering, it's going to be like Tennessee in football, where Tennessee just takes them to court, and it's like you can't do anything.
Yep,
right?
Yep. And then another thing with this too, it's a different player, but look at Hawkins from Minnesota, man.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I'm back. I'm coming back to Minnesota, right?
And where'd he go? Texas Tech, I think.
And he just committed and signed. He pretty much have sealed it up with Texas Tech because guess what? They offered him way more money.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is now. It's like a kid commits somewhere and you think it's good, but you really can't rest easy nowadays. So I wouldn't be shocked 100% if. Wisconsin was needing some. Think about this. They lost A.J. Storr, Chucky Hepburn. They had the Fiddler kid in who was close to Hepburn, and they thought that we're going to get Hepburn in this fit. And this kid's like, no, I'm not coming here. Yeah. And I think that really pushed Hepburn to leave because he's like, I have no one. Like, think about this. Ethan, their big man who'd been there for 5 years. Tyler Wall. Tyler Wall's gone.
Oh, Tyler Wall, yeah.
So AJ Storr's out, and then he's like, I need some help. But he's like, the Fiddler's like, nah, I'm cool, man. Ended up going to Michigan State. Hepburn dipped because they were offered him more money at Louisville because they've been, they got tons of money there. And same thing with Hawkins at Minnesota. So this tampering thing, man, is going to be really hard to prove. And again, no team is safe once you feel like you have a commit. It's kind of an uneasy moment for every team, even your Buckeyes, man.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Ohio State, and I know we got Fisherman here who he pays attention to the Buckeyes, says no one's safe until it's official by the school. That's what Ohio State did is with Aaron Bradshaw and I think Micah Parrish, I think is the guy's name. I get him mixed up with some other guys all the time. But anyway, they tweeted out when they officially signed with Ohio State, and I was like, all right, why are you tweeting this out? Like, they already said they committed. And then I figure out this story about John Tonje, and I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, these these signing posts are just as important, if not more important, these commitments, because I mean, like everybody knows in football, right? I mean, I'm not trying to make this into a football show, but just relating it to it. In football, when you are recruiting somebody, it's very likely they could commit to you and then they still take visits elsewhere, and then they, then they can sign with somebody else on signing day. To my knowledge, like, that's never really been the case in transfer portal recruiting. I know it's been the case with basketball recruiting at times, but it's never really been the case with transfer portal recruiting in college basketball. But now we're in a situation where you not only need to get that "I'm committed" tweet, but you need to also make sure you're on the lookout for that "I signed with this school" tweet. And I don't even know, I should have looked this up, but I don't even know, is there like a signing day for transfer portal guys, or is it just like whenever you feel like it, you sign on the dotted lines?
Yep, that's kind of how it is, because
that's even scarier.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it is. That's why I said not until it's officially announced by the school and they've signed. And also, here's another thing. Illinois lost a Jace Butler kid who had already signed his NIL, and they just you can get out of an NIL because you know what happens to Illinois if they don't. That's a bad look. And then kids are going to say, no, we don't want to come there. So it's like, man, the players really do have control of these situations. And it's just all about if the player and their parents and their team, their handlers are all happy with the situation. So we'll see what happens with old Tonje. I'll be keeping an eye out for that.
I am too. And that's the thing too. Like, I'm not here to like crap on the kid or anything like that, but he didn't strike me as like the best player in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a good player. He didn't have the best stats in the world, but he was fine. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know. I don't even think it's tampering by Wisconsin, because I look at it, like I said, football, where it's like, if somebody's committed, but they're not signed, it's just their word. Whatever, like, and it's unfortunate. I don't want the sport to be this way, but if we're looking at what tampering actually is, I don't see it as tampering, because like the dude never signed on the dotted lines. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. I think it was, some people may think it's shady, but that's just a game. Like I said, the best thing I can say, man, Wild Wild West. That's it.
It is. Truly is.